everybody, so this video we're going to be doing the spray in bed liner on the Tundra. The two things that I didn't like whenever I first got this truck was, number one, the roll and lock bed liner, because you couldn't open the tailgate without opening the bed liner, the bed cover. So I got rid of that and got my trifold. That's been months and months ago. And so the other day I finally tossed the drop-in bed liner, and I've had this Raptor liner for a little while, so let's just get to doing it. First, let's go over what we got in there. All right, so if you're going to do the Crew Max Tundra, which is a 5.5 foot bed, you're pretty much you could probably get away with 3 cans of the Raptor liner, but I went ahead and did the 4 so that I can actually lay a little thicker. If you have a 6.5 foot bed, probably going to need another bottle or so. And if you're one of the lucky few that have the 8 foot bed, then you're probably going to need at least 6, if not 8 of the cans. Well, this is the 4 can kit. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. The box is empty because everything is here. You get 4 cans, or 4 bottles of the Raptor liner, a can of the hardener, your measuring cup, and with it comes the spray gun. Spray gun looks like that. So really the only thing that you have to have is a air compressor that flows enough to be able to use this. That's what comes in this kit. Now you're going to need something to actually scuff up the paint. So I have some 180 grit sandpaper here. A couple sheets of it, even though the other day I did haul some sand in the bed, so it kind of scratched it up for me, but I still need to get in the crevices and all that other stuff and scuff up this little bit. Once you do that, in your areas like where the front panel meet the bottom of the bed, over there, if my camera guy will agree with me, up there, you need to use something like the adhesion promoter. That's for the areas that you can't really sand very well. It helps adhere the bed liner to it. But before you do all that, you have to tape off the areas you don't want sprayed. So I have a little bit of tape and drape. Tape and drape, that's for the big areas, stuff like that. And then I have some regular painter's tape, which is designated for automotive. Again, all of this, I'll leave links in the description below for Amazon. This you use to tape off the areas like the side of the bed where the tailgate latch is, stuff like that. But after you sand it and you blow it out and everything, get all the dust out, then you use the wipe to actually clean it. This is like a solvent-based degreaser, which gets all of the nasties that won't let it stick off there. You spray down the whole thing, and then you basically just wipe it up with a microfiber cloth or whatever you have. So that, and I have my trusty little blowgun to blow all the dust and stuff out as I drop it. And that's about it. I'm gonna get the time lapse going. So let's just get this thing started. Okay, so I have blown the bed out, got all the trash out. I've sanded it down with 180 grit. I'm pulling this off. I'm going to do it separate because I want to be able to still access in here. So I'm going to tape this area off and not spray in here. Do the next step. Alright, so far we have cleaned out the bed, we've sanded it, scuffed it up, and I have gone through with the wipe, the solvent-based wipe, and wiped every surface down. So now it is time to tape. I'll go ahead and tape while that's finishing up drying, and then we'll give it about an hour or so, and then we will come and be ready to spray. Alright, so we are all taped up and ready to spray. Like I said, I did take off the plate right here, and I taped up that because I'm going to spray that separate so that I can still remove it. Basically, you tape up anywhere that you do not want to spray. So I taped up that. I want to come to the edge here. I do not want it up there. And I did tape off my bolts because I don't want them covered just in case. The front little plugs right there don't really matter. The one problem that I did have is this side. I have the rail system from the factory, and I was able to get this side off whenever I was pulling the bed cover, the bed liner out. So I just plugged up the holes on this side. But on this side, the rail, there's one bolt up there that rounded off, didn't want to come out, so I left the rail there and I taped up as best I can. I doubt I'm going to go up that high anyways, but that should be it. So we are going to go ahead and get this shooting. I'm going to get the gun set up, and I will show you all that process. Alright, so now before we spray it, we have to do the adhesion promoter in the corners and any seals that you can't really sand very well. Again, I'll leave all the links in the description below, but this needs to go where you can't really sand that well, and it's got to be shaken pretty well. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so first coat of the adhesion promoter is down. You got to wait about 10 minutes and then do another light coat, and then it should be ready after about 10 more minutes after that, and then we can spray. So, see y'all then. Alright, so this is the gun that comes with the kit. I added a pressure regulator onto it. This just came out of a HVLP kit that I had from Harbor Freight from probably a few decades ago that I never used, but I know they have these on Amazon, so I'll throw a link in the description below. But basically, you're supposed to shoot it between 45 and 60 psi. Towards the lower end if you want more rough texture. Towards the top end if you want smoother texture. So I'm going to start out about 50 and see what that does. But to do that, you look at your airline. It's going to read, come in here. It's going to read what your tank pressure is, which mine is way high because my regulator on the tank itself is messed up. But if you pull the trigger, it should drop down to about 50. Okay, and that's not right. It was 50 earlier. Okay, so we got to readjust it. There we go. And that should be with the trigger pulled full. Should read 50. And that's how you set the gun up. So now I'm going to take the Raptor liner and the activator, measure it out, pour it in, shake it up, connect it, and get to go. Alright, so that is the Raptor liner sprayed and everything. So
All right, just a quick note here. I know it sounds like I just said that I'm done spraying, but I actually did 3 coats, and you have to let them dry an hour between each coat. So I didn't want somebody to think that I only did 1 coat. The first one took a bottle and a half, the second one took a bottle and a half, and then the third and final one, I focused mainly on the floor, and it took the last bottle. So there's that.
Now I need to pull the masking tape and tape and drape off and see if I missed any spots that I should have taped, and see what we've done, what we got. Alright, so I have everything, all the tape and everything off, and the panel back on. It's still drying a little bit, and it's got to cure for a few days before I can put anything on it. But let me show you what we got. Alright, so here is the liner. I put the top cap back on, and I mean, it's got all kinds of scratches and stuff, but I need to replace it. But this is what we're working with. So it's dry to the touch, but it's kind of a rough-ish texture. It's not real smooth. I didn't want real smooth, but you can kind of see there. I mean, that's a good millimeter or 2 thick. I mean, it's not the thickest, but I did pay most attention to the bottom. And I did tape off my bed bolts because I don't want to have to go through all kinds of 7 levels of hell trying to get those uncovered if I need to ever pull the bed off. This is what we got. Sun's at a weird angle. So now the only thing that I need to do is put the driver's side, kind of cover that, the driver's side bed rail back on, and should be good to go putting the bed cover back on. Alright, so excuse the noise in the background, neighbors are cutting their grass, but I think it turned out pretty well. I think we did a good job. The tips that I would give you is, number one, take your time. This took me probably about 5 hours start to finish, actual working time, because I wanted to take my time, tape it properly, and clean it. I mean, clean. That's the 2 biggest things that will dictate the quality of your spray, is how clean it is and how well you tape. Clean it, tape properly. If there is an area anywhere on your truck that you do not want this stuff, put tape and drape or tape or something to cover it, because it finds its way places. Ask me how I know. So I did go ahead and take off the panel to access the tailgate handle and stuff is, so I can still access that. I did tape off my bed bolts so I can still access them without having to worry about busting through any kind of bed liner. So overall, I think I did a pretty good job. It's well worth the $400 plus that I saved. But I would not hesitate doing this yourself. I mean, as long as you have an air compressor and basic know-how. I mean, there's this video and probably thousands others. Even the company that does this, that sells the Raptor liner, has videos on how to do it. Just watching that alone should be enough to be able to do it yourself. But yeah, I mean, compressors are really about the only thing that you really need to worry about having. If you don't have one, maybe one of your friends has one. I know that one of my friends has a Jeep, and now he's saying that now that I have experience on this, that he wants me to help him with this Jeep. So that's not going to be a problem. Alright, so if you want to do this yourself, which, I mean, I love doing DIY stuff, so this is definitely DIY friendly. I'll put the links in the little show notes section below on where you can get this stuff. It is affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does, give me a small percentage just to help me do more stuff like this for y'all. So if you would, buy through those links, I'd appreciate it. And you don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did. So yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section below. And do that like, subscribe stuff, all that shit if you want to. And I guess I will see y'all next time.